listening to the voices behind Women's Cricket Chat. That's Alex, Hannah, Georgie and Cassie. Coming up on today's podcast, we've got Sunrisers T20 captain and Sunrisers all-rounder Kelley Castle. Now we talk to Kelley all things cricket, particularly how she got into the sport, who was one of her main influences, which surprisingly was her primary school teacher. Kelley talks about the highs and lows of trialling for Essex and how thrilled she is to be part of Sunrisers in the regional structure, and how she hopes that the 2022 season will bring her and Sunrisers more luck.
Welcome, Kelley Castle, to the Women's Cricket Chat podcast. You're going to be the one and only today. You've got to do this all on your own. No teammates around you, but we're nice enough, I like to think. So joining myself and Alex today. So how's things going your end? Are you back to pre-season, back with all the girls?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, we training is busy, I tell you that. But yeah, we've sort of been back for the past 5 weeks, purely of just fitness training really. Haven't picked up a cricket bat yet. But yeah, literally training 4 days a week of pure fitness, gym, getting strong basically. So yeah, it's hard but it's fun, and it's good that we're doing it as a team, sort of being around the girls as well. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no one wants to be doing that pre-season fitness. Have you been doing yo-yo tests, bleep tests, or did you get those ones out of the way?
So yeah, we did a day of fitness testing, yo-yo tests, which yeah, never fun really. I know a lot of the girls who talk about this. I feel like later in life, like if you've ever done it, like at the start, the woman's voice, I feel like it's so triggering now because of the amount of times we've done it before. I think later in life, if we ever hear that, we're just going to get absolutely triggered by it. But yeah, so we got those out of the way, and yeah, we sort of, I think Thursdays is a long day, but we have like a team challenge, like a conditioning challenge. So we've done in the past like an indoor triathlon. So it was like a 1K row, a 5K bike ride, and then a 2K run, and we did it as like a team, or like two teams against each other. So Thursdays are long, but they're actually really good fun to do, sort of a team challenge. It's an absolute killer, but yeah, I say it's good fun, but I'm thinking about this Thursday and I'm probably going to be in pain, so you know.
And do you find those sort of team building exercises really good, because you have got a varied age group? We've got Grace Scrivens at 17, you've got Mara Carr at 27, so you've got a nice mixture of ages.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of us, funny enough, we were talking about this the other day, of like, if we all went to school together, like what type of people would we be, and like would we all be friends or anything? But I think age doesn't really, we don't really care like how old each other are. I mean, Scribs sometimes does act like a child and her nickname is the child, but I mean, a lot of the time she just cracks on with it and gets on with it. And I think the fact that we all get on so well is really beneficial, and it's only going to help us as a team and as individuals as well.
And that's fantastic, because I didn't want to hear anything about 27-year-olds being old. So well done on that one, because I was going to be really insulted there. So obviously, nice to be back together with all the Sunrisers girls. It wasn't an easy 2021 this summer, was it? Obviously, we had the Rachel Hayhoe Flint Trophy in its second edition, and then the Charlotte Edwards Cup, which you were captaining the side, and so it's first year. So what was it like to be part of that? How was it to try and maintain the morale on the end of quite a few losses?
Yeah, it was, I think there's no question about it, the season in both competitions was really hard, and I think as a team there was definitely, I think it proved how much we could stick together as a team. I think realistically, when you go through stuff like that, it can either make or break you as a team, and I think off the field definitely it really sort of made us, because we know that, especially moving forward, is that we know that like seasons like this, that it's sometimes it happens to everyone, sometimes it doesn't, but the fact that we've been through this, we've been through sort of being quite low down, whatever, we know that we can only really go up. So I think really as a team it's actually made us, and I know a lot of us are looking forward to next year. And I think also sort of at the end of this season in the Rachel Hayhoe Flint Trophy, the fact that our last two games was scorecards of over like nearly 600 runs, and like we sort of all said that if we'd have started the season as it was just finishing, we probably would have come a lot higher than what we did. And I think that's a testament to sort of our mindsets and how we ended up going about our cricket, because, well, realistically, we've got nothing to lose, and we did really kept saying that. So yeah, I think we're definitely looking forward to next year. Got nothing to lose, so have a good crack at it, really.
I guess that's a testament to the strong mentality of the side and the team unit, that you can actually, even on the end of some heavy losses, build that momentum into the end of the season. And that must be quite a nice thing to look at going ahead to next year and be like, look, we've managed, this is what we know we can do. And even when it was coming to the end of the season, it'd been a long summer, it'd been really tough, we could put in these performances. So going into this pre-season, you must be quite positive.
Yeah, definitely. I think like we sort of acknowledged, especially the pros, we acknowledged that we probably feel the losses a lot harder than some of the other girls, just because the nature of it is that it's our job now, and we're the ones who sort of, our heads are on the line, really. And we've sort of acknowledged that, and therefore I think definitely in this pre-season winter training, we're sort of owning that a bit more, to be able to be like, okay, well, we're the ones that really want to drive it forwards, and then everyone else who's coming into the squad can help push that as well. So yeah, I think we're definitely looking forward to getting out there next year and really sort of proving ourselves, and hoping that we can potentially change the opinions of other people of what Sunrisers is, because there's so much talent and so much potential in our team, and I think it's just living up to that and being able to do it on the pitch.
And there obviously seems to be a momentum and mentality shift post 100. Although you guys perhaps didn't get the results, you were, like you said, you were getting 600 odd runs in a match, which is like with both sides, which is great. Do you think players like Grace Scrivens, Dat, Amara Carr being around, the likes of Heather Knight and Jo Gardner being around, like Darnay Van Niekerk, had a positive impact on the team? And did they share any tips and tricks they learnt from the 100?
Yeah, I mean, it was only ever going to benefit us of those girls going away to the 100. I think it was, yeah, for a lot of them, a massive learning curve, and in a really positive way for them to be able to play one in front of all the number of people that were there, which was incredible. But again, yeah, to play alongside all those players and to have Joey come back from winning the trophy as well. Yeah, I think there was just a bit more determination to again prove what we've got as a team, and to really sort of come together and unite to play for Sunrisers. It was still a success, even though the scorecards didn't say that we won. We all, I think it was Laura Marsh, because she was an assistant coach. I can't remember which game it was, but one of the games after the 100, we obviously lost. And she just turned around and she was like, there's not a chance. Like, I think that you've lost that game today just because of the way that our attitudes have shifted. And I think if we've got coaches and other people sort of turning around and saying that, then we know that we're going in the right direction. So, yeah.
And just on the 100, do you have aspirations to play in the 100? And if so, which team would you like to play for?
That's a great question. Yeah, of course I do. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I was disappointed that I wasn't involved this year. But yeah, that's definitely my goal for next year, to be a part of a team. And if I'm honest, I don't mind which team. If any team wants to take me, I don't care. So, anyone wants to pick me up, I'm there.
You heard it here first. All 100 sides listening. Kelley Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so obviously what has been amazing to see in the women's game in the last few years is the professionalism, the increased number of contracts, the 100 and all that. And you were named as one of the first 41 domestic contracts last year. What was it like to be able to take on that and be like, this is my actual job now. I can do this full time without having to worry about other things?
Yeah, it took a while to sink in, really. And I think COVID was also a part of that, because obviously we sign this contract, great, we're going back into training, and then we were training for, I think it was about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not even, and then all of a sudden we're back indoors. So it was a weird situation, because you're obviously wanting to do your job, but we're stuck, as everyone was really, you're just stuck at home, not being able to doing a lot of Zoom calls, doing a lot of Zoom fitness sessions and all of that stuff, really. But yeah, it was an absolute dream come true to be able to say that I'm a professional cricketer. And I wasn't really expected either for that to come around. Like, I just started doing my masters, so I sort of was doing that, and then had a phone call and I was like, oh, okay. And then obviously the next day I'm a professional cricketer. So yeah, even now, like, it's still weird to say, but yeah, definitely, as cheesy as it sounds, just living the dream really.
And just on your masters, how challenging did you find it studying alongside playing cricket?
Yeah, I think also in a COVID world, it was just a bit, it was hard, but I think COVID sort of helped me out because rather than everything obviously went online, so I didn't have to physically go into uni, and I think that sort of helped because even though I think we ended up only having to go in like one day for like a cold day or a morning, it just allowed me not to have to worry about physically going into uni and then having to go across the training or anything like that. So in that sense, it helped me out. But yeah, when it got round to sort of eventually writing my dissertation this year, having to do that throughout the summer was hard to sort of juggle. And especially when you're doing a study of, you've got to go out and get participants and sort all of that and write your ethics and all of that, it was, yeah, a bit hectic. But thankfully got it done and don't have to worry about that anymore.
What was your dissertation on?
It was on parent influences in female youth cricketers. Very interesting.
Interesting and relevant.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
What did you find?
Basically, it was to do with like sort of, yeah, what influences. Obviously, I think the car journey is a massive influence, but it's sort of around like what type of education can we give to parents if education is needed. And yeah, I think education is definitely needed, but in terms of like whether, do you need it at like a certain age or do you need it at whatever level your child gets to? And I think that's something that could be explored more, because if I'm honest, I actually don't know what the answer is. But I think I think that needs to be explored more. But parents definitely influence children, as long as children also influence their parents. So, you know.
Is this something you might want to use your platform as a professional cricketer to try and broaden that to parents in the country and help them get their daughters and sons more into cricket?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big fan of like a lot of these things that I do. They always apply to me. So when I was writing my dissertation, I was like, well, I just try and think back to my experiences of what my parents were like, especially because my parents did not play cricket. I don't come from a cricket background really. So I just sort of like to apply anything that I've done in my life and how that's different to someone else. And I think definitely as sort of being a bit more out there is that I'd love to just help as much as I can and advise or guide just through what I've experienced and how that can help other people really.
You say you don't come from a cricketing background or a cricketing family. How did you get into cricket, and did you have any role models growing up?
Yeah, so I started when I was in year 6 in quick cricket, when it was like as the quick cricket. And the only reason I started is because we had an Australian primary school teacher who was like my teacher, and he sort of brought cricket over, and we had 2 teams. We had like a mixed team and we had a girls team, and the mixed team were rubbish. Like, oh, we were okay, but like we weren't as good as the girls team. And then our girls team just managed to sort of just keep winning. So we managed to get all the way through to like the national finals, which was played up in Headingley. And I remember like our head teacher wasn't going to let us go, and like for like a little school, not loads of people, like it was a massive deal. And I remember him being like, no, you can't go, because it clashed, because it was sort of in the summer, like spring summer, it would clash with all of our leavers stuff. And he was like, no, you can't go, you've got to go to the leavers. I think I might be lying. I'm pretty sure like parents got involved and was like, no, like you need to let these girls go. When are they ever going to get an opportunity to do this? So yeah, we managed to persuade him, and we went up to Headingley, and I think we ended up coming like 3rd, I think, for a group of girls who'd never touched a cricket bat before, playing against a lot of these other girls who definitely had played cricket before. And yeah, and I think that's how it started really. Interesting enough, like when I first, it sort of like spiraled from that to then all of a sudden trialing for Essex. But the first year I trialed for Essex, I didn't get in. I got into like the summer squad, which was like a couple of people. If they were short, they'd just call upon this group of girls who didn't quite get into the main squad. And then yeah, I sort of didn't really get in the first year, and then the second year sort of had a little bit more coaching. I managed to get in really, and yeah, since then I've not really looked back. And I think role models wise, definitely, even like my Australian primary school teacher, like without him, I'd never have played cricket. And a couple of years ago, I went out to Oz and managed to catch up with him as well, because he's sort of always watching and seeing results and stuff. So he'll randomly send me a message and be like, I'm really proud of you, which is lovely. But I think that day when we went up to the finals was the first day I ever met Sarah Taylor and Catherine Brunt, which is really strange now because I've played against both of them and I don't want to make them feel old at all. But yeah, so people like those, the first people I've ever met, cricketers, are probably my role models, really.
I love how everyone has a Catherine Brunt story.
Oh yeah,
You can't get involved in women's and girls cricket in this country over the last however long without having a Catherine Brunt. Even I've got one and I'm old.
Yeah, but she's a legend. That's why she's an absolute legend. Funny enough, actually, I was at this is actually really worrying. I was at like a coaching session the other day, and I was at like trials or something, helping Essex out, and I said to them, I was like, oh, like, you know who Catherine Brunt is? Like, she runs into ball really fast, and they were like, oh, we don't know who she is, and I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, like, I've never heard of her, and I was like, what? So I was like, how can you say that? And then I was like, please go away, just look her up and you will be amazed. And I couldn't believe it. Like, these, I think they were under 11, but I could not believe it that these girls didn't know who she was. So I'm hoping the next time I see them they do know who she is, because I'll be very annoyed otherwise.
I'm actually gobsmacked. I hope, you sent them away to do their Catherine Brunt homework.
Yeah.
Well, that scene in School of Rock when he sends them home with all the like classic CDs of rock that they need to listen to. It's like you sending them off with Catherine Brunt videos, being like, watch this one, watch that one.
Yeah.
So funny. And so back to you. Sorry, Catherine.
Sorry, yeah.
You said you only made that summer squad that first year. Did that sort of give you the kick up the bum to fight for the trials again the next year?
Yeah, I remember there was like a couple of girls from our school team who went on to trial for Essex, and sort of they all got in, and I remember thinking like, how, like, why am I not there? And me being really competitive as I was, that was definitely like, yeah, definitely the kick up with the bum, just to be like, no, you are going to do this. If this is what you want to do, you're going to get ready, get crack on for next year, really. So yeah, definitely probably more my competitive side came out and was like, no, you're going to do it, which seems to be a theme probably for my whole career really to get there. But yeah.
Well, it seemed to work because, I mean, your debut wasn't your best game when you played at Essex. Out for a duck and didn't bowl. But, you know, like we say, onwards and upwards from there. And since then, you've become the Essex T20 captain and the 50-over captain. What was it like when someone told you that you were going to be named as captain?
Yeah, I think going back to my debut, I think I was like 14 years old. Like, I actually don't even remember it, in fairness. So like little old me was probably like, oh yeah, I'm really happy to be here. But I think I remember when I was younger of being like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to captain the team. That's the goal. And then to sort of, I think there was a year where I was nearly going to take it over. And then I think they ended up going with someone else because they were a bit older and had a bit more experience. So then I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then it just sort of naturally happened that I was sort of the one there that had eventually had the most experience and could sort of lead the team, really. So yeah, definitely at Essex, I've sort of, I don't know how I'm still doing it, really. I'm still here doing it, but it is good fun. And I think county cricket is really important. I know there's a lot of things going on and talking about it at the minute, but if we don't have anything between club cricket and regional cricket, how are you supposed to produce cricketers? Like, I honestly don't understand the logic behind people wanting to get rid of county cricket, really. So yeah, and then I think, yeah, Sunrisers taking over T20 captaincy again, like, I wasn't really expecting it. So to be able to do that was really fun. It was very stressful, very, very stressful. But I get it's something that, as I say, the team have learned from this year, me definitely learning from this year and how I can improve on myself and take that into next year. It's good fun, but very stressful.
And you've got a lot of captaining experience, like you've just mentioned there. Talk us through what a Kelley Castle team talk looks like.
It's normally, I'll be like, we'll get into a huddle and I'll be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to, basically, it ends up being like, right, we're going to win. This is how we're going to do it. And then I'll usually say something really cheesy because in the moment, for some reason, my brain, in the moment when like I'm in that, you know, like that little panic stage of, oh, what do I say? It'll result to something really cheesy. So normally it'll be like a really cheesy line. Like, I don't know if anyone saw this, I really hope not, but when the video came out this year of like getting a contract, at the end I think I said something really cheesy of like, get fit, get strong, crack on. So normally something like that happens in the team talk, because that just seems to be my panic mode of coming out of what do I say. So yeah, normally something like that.
I have this image of you being like Channing Tatum and She's the Man.
Yeah.
It's like, some people are born great, some people achieve greatness, some people have greatness thrust upon them. That's you.
That is literally
Channing Tatum, so you should be chuffed there.
Yeah, thanks.
Obviously, he listens to this podcast.
Yeah, obviously. I don't know why he wouldn't really. So
yeah, exactly. He's all about women playing sport, though, as we saw in that film. Because that's totally. We get distracted by Channing Tatum. So this summer, you did have some really great milestones for you. You made your first List A half century, and you were also top wicket taker for the Sunrisers. So actually, you did quite well in the bowling and the batting. Which of your disciplines have you been working hardest on?
I think, well, it's interesting because at the start of the year, at the start of the season, I didn't think I was going to bowl as much as I did. And so definitely over the winter it was very heavy batting focus. And then obviously it came around to the season, and then you look at our squad and you think, wow, where am I actually going to bat? And that's why in the first few games, I think you had like me and Joey down at like 9 and 10, because when you've got like Fran coming in, Maddie comes back, the list, we actually have such a strong batting lineup. So then I think, for me, just whenever I could get the opportunity to bat up the order, then I tried to put everything I did in the winter into practice, really. But so then to be able to bowl as much as I did, I think, I don't know whether that's a credit to myself again for sort of, I did also try and focus as much as possible on bowling, because I wanted to be, I don't really want to be just a one skill and then maybe if things aren't going great, or you're like right at the bottom of the pecking order for your next skill. So like I want to try and be the best all rounder as possible, really. So then to be able to bowl as much as I did, and obviously take as many wickets as I did, it was great, and great to be able to contribute to the team, really. So I don't think I could pick between batting or bowling, really. Both are really stressful and annoying, but I like them both. So
And you mentioned earlier that you've got Laura Marsh on the coaching staff, World Cup winner, and you just mentioned Fran there, who was also a World Cup winner. What is it like to have people like that in and around your squad, and what sort of advice do they give you guys?
I think it's like Laura Marsh, the amount of experience and knowledge that she has, or both her and Fran as well, are incredible. And I think you can probably ask them any question and they'd have some type of answer to, because they've experienced it all, really. Excuse me. I know there was a game in the year where there was a couple of times we have like spoken to Laura Marsh and be like, come on, you want to get the pads back on, you do, turn your arm over. So we're slowly trying to wear her down, but it won't happen ever. But both her and Fran are great, and it's such a shame and sad that Fran is now going off, obviously back home, which is great for her, and I'm excited for her to go back home and play for Storm. But when we actually have to play against her, I'm not really going to be too happy. But both of them, having them in amongst the team has been such a great opportunity and an insight into sort of their lives and what they've been through.
And I think they're both a bit of a testament of how good this domestic setup has become and how much it's evolved in this country, that people can retire from international but carry on playing professionally. And that's something you touched on earlier, the importance of county cricket and that setup, and also the domestic stuff. So it's nice to see that too. I can't remember what I was going to say. I completely lost my train of thought. I got too excited by all that lot. Alex?
Just on Fran, before she did leave Sunrisers, did she teach you guys any tips and tricks on how to take speckies?
To be fair, I would literally go up to her and be like, Fran, just teach me how to field. Just give me all your knowledge, give it to me. But she's so calm and chilled. She'll just, I don't know, like there's just a couple of times in games this year where like she would just literally fly. Like there was a couple of, I think there was one where she nearly took a similar catch to the one that like her absolute specky at Chelmsford for England. And she's just like, yeah, no biggie. Like she's just so calm and chilled about it. So I've tried it in as many training sessions when she's been there just to watch her and see what she does. But I'd say probably just being chilled and calm. I definitely need to take that on board, really. So, yeah.
And talking of remaining chilled and calm, you didn't remain chilled and calm when you were on the radio Essex earlier this year, asked to pick your playlist. Talk us through it. You just lost it on that one.
Okay, right. So again, I panic, obviously, and we did this thing, and then I remember Victoria probably being like, right, we're just going to do this, and I wasn't prepared, and I think this was the issue. I wasn't prepared. So every time she was like, so what's your favourite, what's this? And I could not think for the life of me any songs, like nothing would come to my head. So that's why I was just like, just 1 second, let me check my Spotify of what songs I actually listened to, because I just couldn't think of anything on the spot. So yeah, I would definitely need to stop panicking. As I said, I panic and random things come out of my mouth, so I don't know, I need to sort that out, really, or not, because it gives absolute comedy gold, really, of cheesy things coming out. So
That's very funny. And maybe cheesy things are the best thing. They work as captain. We saw that from Channing Tatum. Get fit, get strong, win matches, or whatever it was that you spewed. You've also done your coaching qualification, haven't you? So is that something that you've always wanted to pursue, or is it just you're like, cricket, well, I'm going to pass this on to the younger generation, not calling you old, because I'm the granny here. Is that something you've always wanted to pursue?
I think it's just been an opportunity, really, to do. I did, so before I went to uni, I took a year out and did an apprenticeship at Essex, and sort of working at Essex was sort of gave the opportunity to be able to do my level 3. So I think I highly recommend that any players do a coaching qualification, because you learn so much more about the game, and not even just about the game, you learn so much more about yourself as a player and what you can take on from these different coaches that you end up meeting. And I think that's probably the most important thing. The people that you meet are the ones that sort of help with the experience. So yeah, I've always helped out, like at Essex and in the girls' pathway, as much as possible, really, because I think, especially now being a pro and knowing a bit more about the game now, like I just want to pass on any information or any guidance I can to the younger girls, because I think when I was younger, I didn't really have that. So you're sort of just learning on the spot, and you're learning from coaches who sort of your stereotypical older men who have gone and played club cricket, like you're learning stuff from them. So rather learning stuff from them, like why not someone my age or other girls who have played cricket at a high level to go down into those younger age groups, or even into like the under 17s. Like, yeah, I would have appreciated it so much, having someone still in the game teaching me or helping me learn anything, really. So yeah, I'd say it's a great opportunity to do, and for myself as an individual. And yeah, as I said before, I want to help the younger girls, because them growing up playing cricket now is going to be so different to what I grew up playing, because they now have an opportunity to be a professional cricketer, like from the get-go, from when they start playing, they have a pathway to look towards. So yeah, it's for me, it's just about sort of helping and giving back as much as I can.
It's our old friend, see it to be it, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe not so old. If you can't, a new friend, but a great friend.
Yeah, definitely great friend. Yeah, if you can't see it, how do you know it's there, really? So
yeah, and like you say, you want someone you can actually compare yourself to, rather than some old fuddy-duddy turning along and being like, I played cricket once when I was your age. You're like, what was that before the internet? So yeah, it's nice that the younger ones, although you say under 17, for Grace Scriven still the ones, but we'll pass on that one. Yeah, and so exactly, you're passing on your knowledge that way. Would you say the person who inspired you most was your Australian coach when you were at primary school?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think I've probably had quite a few, but definitely to get involved in the game. Also because the way he went about things, the way he was very much like, you can do whatever you want to do. Like if you want to play cricket, he's like, I have 100% faith in you to go and do that. But it wasn't just about cricket as well. He did it about school or anything like that. He was very much, if that's what you want to do, he would support you and be like, yeah, great. Like, I'm not going to, as a teacher, as that teacher role model, he's not going to say, you can't do that. Like, there's no option for you to do that, really. Like, I remember him saying when I was young, when I was in like year 6, of him being like, yeah, you can go on. And if you want to be a professional cricketer, like, I think you can. And I think from that young age of that, obviously back then, that's the only way to be a professional cricketer was to play for England. So for him to say that, I think was a great aspect to him as a person. But yeah, I think role models, I don't know, I think I've had quite a few, even in my parents, of as I say, they don't come from a cricketing background, but the fact that they've again supported me in anything that I've wanted to do, because when you're growing up and there's actually not really an option to be a professional cricketer unless you play for England, like for them to be like, yeah, no, you can still do that, then that's great. But obviously, like still having an education alongside of it, yeah, I think they've been a big part of my direction in life as well.
So obviously you're back to pre-season and getting fit, enjoying all of the weights, getting in the gym, girls who lift, all of that at the moment. What is the plan over the next few months, Christmas time, and what are the hopes going into next season?
Yeah, so hopefully we'll pick up a cricket bat sometime soon, which would be great. And then I think over the Christmas we've got like a week off or something like that, and then obviously into actual pre-season. I think which was great this year is that we were really lucky to get outside quite early just from the facilities that we have. So hopefully we'll get that next year again, which will only benefit us. And then just look to, I guess, keep the momentum from the end of last season into next year really. And I think we've all got that desired goal for that as well. So yeah, hopefully next season will be better.
Just on the inception of Sunrisers, when the ECB announced the regional restructure, how did you find out that you were going to be part of Sunrisers? And do you find it difficult at times because you are the only team that is made up of several counties?
Yeah, so I think I remember sort of in the winter before anything was announced, I remember there was like rumours going around like there's going to be regional cricket, there's going to be an option for people to be professional or semi-professional, there's going to be contracts involved. And I remember thinking, like that's great, like hopefully I can get involved in that. I didn't really know how you get involved in it really, just apart from turn up and train at your counties and hope and play county cricket. And that's where county cricket comes into it, because if you don't play county cricket, how do you get involved in regional cricket? So yeah, I remember finding out that way, and then I got a phone call saying you've been selected, or do you want to be part of Sunrisers? And I remember turning up to the first couple of sessions and like I just felt so out of my depth. Like I knew a few people like Cords. I played with her at Essex before she went to Middlesex, and like I knew her. I didn't really know many others really. So I just felt so completely out of my depth. And one thing that cricket definitely makes you do for some reason, I don't know why, but it makes you cry a lot. And I remember that first summer, like I just, for some reason, the emotion that cricket gives you, and I think especially at that time of where you've got a chance to be a professional cricketer, but like how do you do that, all of this, we're losing games, how can I prove that I'm this, whatever, to gain a professional contract when everything's happening really. I remember my brother being like, he just moved home, and every time I saw him I'd been crying or was crying, and I remember saying to him like, I'm fine, it's just cricket just does this to you just don't understand. So hopefully that resonates with someone, because otherwise like I'm probably the only person who cries, but I'm sure other people, cricket is one of those sports that just makes you do that really. But I think, sorry, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here, but the regional stuff back then when it first started was really exciting, that it could happen really, and the opportunity to progress cricket further. And ever since then it's just cricket's gone like that really for women, hasn't it? So yeah, it's only beneficial.
Yeah, so you sound like you're a bit behind women's cricket. It's not a bad coming. And then looking to next year, potentially 100 contracts. No, you heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
And if you could ask Santa for one thing cricket related, what would it be?
Oh, what a great question. Oh God, I don't know. For us to win a lot of games next year, that was what I'd ask him. I'd be like, please just give us every help you possibly can, help us win games next year.
Just quickly on Trevor Griffin, what is his coaching style like? And I don't know how to phrase it, but he's got a lot of experience winning trophies abroad. How does that sort of relate into the Sunrisers, and how are you guys going to hopefully lift some silverware next season?
He is, as a coach, like he's a great human being, and I think for him, I hope he doesn't really mind me saying this, but like I'm sure he found it as hard this year as we did, because he's coming off seasons of, for example, last year in the Big Bash, him winning the Big Bash, him winning trophies in the Women's Super League. So I think even for us, like we want to win games for him as much as we want to win it for ourselves. But like, we know he's got this big legacy that we want to contribute to, because I'm sure, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but I'm sure he found it quite hard this year. I really, really like him as a coach because he lets you explore what you want to do. So the way that you want to play, he will just aid that and help get that out of yourself as a player, which is great. Like, I think that's what one of the best attributes to coaches is, to let you play how you want to play, and then a coach just helps you develop that, basically. So I think I'm glad we've got him on board. I think we probably couldn't have had any better coaches on board, really, if you look at his previous history. So I know as a team we want to help get that, and obviously hopefully lift silverware for next year for ourselves and as Sunrisers as a team, really.
And I think what's nice about Sunrisers is it's got that real family vibe. Like, you've got Trevor, you've got Laura, you've got Carl, you've got Tom, the S&C coach, and you've got Kieran as the analyst. So if you had to pick a favourite out of all of them, who would it be and why?
What a question that is. I think, I don't know. As you say, Sunrisers, it is a massive family. I don't know if I could pick. I think maybe like at this present moment in time, because we see him every day, I'd say Tom. However, he does make us do really gross conditioning sessions. So maybe that steers my thing. But I don't know if I could properly pick a favourite because, as I say, I think that's the benefit of Sunrisers and I guess what people don't sometimes see from the outside, because they're obviously looking at scorecards and they're like, oh, well, Sunrisers are losing. But like, we are a genuinely nice team. Like, we just support each other and it is just a massive family. So I think I don't think I could answer that question.
What we like to finish off with on these podcasts is a quick fire round. So we will throw some questions at you and you can quick fire answer. So one we always like to start with is Hannah's favourite, which is, what's your favourite sledge?
Oh, my favourite sledge. Ooh, send those bells to Wales.
Hannah's other favourite one is, what is your favourite tea item at a village cricket?
Oh, that's a great question. At village cricket, I would say the cold pizza that they've stuck in the oven and then like pulled out and it's been sat there for a while. And cold pizza.
That is actually such a good choice, because cold pizza when you're hungover is so much better than when you get it the night before.
Yeah, exactly. And they always do like the little tiny slices, which I don't really understand. But like, and then you end up just having to take loads because they're like tiny little slivers.
What was the last thing you binged on Netflix?
The US Office. However, I'm so lame. I don't know if anyone else gets this. Is that when you watch something that's so good, you get to like the end of the series and you're like, I don't really want to watch the end of the series because it means it's going to be over. I'm currently at that situation of not wanting to finish it because it's so good.
Favourite ground you've ever played at?
I will always say my home ground, Essex County Cricket Ground in Johnson.
The Cloud FM.
Cloud FM ground. It's such a homely ground. I always think like everyone's quite close to the action. So I'll always say that.
Ground you'd like to play at?
I'm going to go broad and say the MCG, because I feel like that's just like a pinnacle, isn't it, really, to play there.
What's your favourite wicket you've ever taken?
Ooh, great question. I'm actually going to say, I think it was this year, of Bryony Smith against South East Stars, and only because I think I bowled a leg stump and I couldn't believe it myself that I bowled a leg stump. Like, I'm sure there's pictures of my face being like, oh my God, like as if I've done that. So that's probably the first one, just because it's recent really, that comes to mind.
If you could take the wicket of any England international, who would it be and why?
Any England international? I'm going to say Nat Sither, because she's so good, isn't she? Like, so good.
She is very good. Round the legs on that one, or as she's trying to go for a nutmeg and,
Oh, yeah, good question. No, I just feel like just clean bowled. Like, she's tried to play a defensive shot and you just absolutely done her. It's just like nipped in a little bit, taken off stump. Because that's like a proper wicket, isn't it? Like, you've just completely beaten them.
If you hadn't been a cricketer, what would you wanted to do?
I would have loved to have gone into like theatre and musical theatre and stuff. I sort of did that when I was younger. And I would have loved to have done something like that. I think that's so cool.
Okay, how have we totally missed that? Please, tap dancing. You're going to have your taxes. This is open up a whole can of worms.
Yeah, I've actually just started, again, this is lame, this is my life. I've just started going back to doing like tap classes because I have a lot of spare time in the evenings more so, and I need to get another hobby that's not cricket. So I've literally just gone back to starting doing tap classes again, and it's so fun, like so fun.
Okay, we need videos of this or it didn't happen.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'll see what I can do.
What's your go-to song if it comes to singing?
Literally any musical theatre song, like, because obviously our region is so big, so many counties, travel a lot, we drive a lot, so my playlists in my car are basically like any musical theatre. Hamilton's great, Wicked's great. I could probably, I reckon my trivia of naming any song from musicals would be quite high up, I reckon.
That'll be your celebrity mastermind topic.
Yeah, I reckon so, yeah.
Blast out a bit of Defying Gravity, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
We get you on The Masked Singer, we could have Cricket's Got Talent.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, there's so many opportunities.
Favourite musician or artist?
At the minute, it is Sam Fender because he's just great. Like, my brother's trying to get tickets to do it, they're so expensive. And I remember thinking last year, he was playing at Ali Pally and literally tickets were about 20 quid. I remember thinking, just buy them. And I didn't. And now they are about 100 quid. So yeah, definitely Sam Fender at the minute.
Favourite genre of music?
Again, I listen to pretty much any music. I don't know, I do like a bit of country music. Dolly Parton, she's probably up there with one of my favourite as well. Dolly Parton is wonderful.
Favourite Christmas movie?
Any of the Santa Claus films with Tim Allen. Any of those. Love them.
Nice, I'll give you that one. I'm going to say Elf is mine.
Yeah, I was also thinking of that as well, but yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll let you off then. I won't hang up.
Do you know what my mum's into at the minute for some reason is just sticking on Channel 5 absolute cringe-worthy Christmas films. Like, she loves it. I will literally walk in and there's some type of cringy Christmas film on, but she loves it. That's her current day-to-day life of just watching those.
There was one on the other day called like The Christmas Charm or something, and someone had lost a bracelet, and I was like, well, you two.
Yes, oh my God, yes, that was on. I sort of caught like a little bit of it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think they all follow a very, very similar trajectory. I think you can sort of just generate movie and out they pop.
Yeah.
The Holiday, I'm quite keen on a bit of Emma Roberts, you know, a rubbishy one, and you're like, they're going to fall in love.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool. Throw back to the days when she was in Unfabulous.
Yeah.
You mentioned that to Grace Scriven, she won't know what that is because she's
she won't. Honestly, like, we've had so many things of. There was one the other day, I can't think what it was, and she had absolutely no idea what these things were. Oh, if you talk to her about, like, you know, like, I don't know, like Disney Channel, or when Disney Channel was Disney Channel. If you ask her like what Hannah Montana is, or like That's So Raven, or anything like that, she has no idea. Like, literally speaking gibberish to her, nothing. Honestly, I
don't get it.
It's awful. I know. Hannah Montana is just great. Like, that's one of my favorite. If I could name an artist, Hannah Montana, love her. Great.
Oh my God, actually one of the best. I might listen to some later. Who knows?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What are your plans for Christmas Day?
Just spending it at home. So my nan comes over, and so it's my nan, my mum, my dad, and my brother. So yeah. Also, okay, I don't know if this is a thing or controversial. I don't know. Right. So my dad thinks it's really funny that, like, because so you wake up in the morning and, like, not the point in Christmas, but like there's presents and they're there. So you obviously want to open them as a family, probably when you first wake up, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what many people do. And my dad thinks it's really funny. He does this on birthdays as well, where he's like, why don't we just wait till like 8 o'clock tonight? And I'm like, but why would we do that? And he's like, yeah, because I just think we should just wait and just, like, so they're there, they can sit there. And I'm like, yeah, but why? Why do we need to do that? So every single year I go through the thing of, like, just get up. We're doing it now. I don't care what you say. We are, because I just don't get it. And he does it because he thinks it's funny. But it's not funny because the presents are there. Why are we letting them sit there if we're just going to open them anyway? You know? I just don't get that.
Solid logic right there.
And what do you go to Christmas Carol? Do you go for a Christmas? Do you belt those ones out?
No, what one? I've actually had a song stuck in my head, like, since last December. What one is it?
Since last December? Every day?
Genuinely, yeah, like, Oh, is that like that Once in Royal David City, that one, right? And I don't know why I've had it stuck in my head. But I remember thinking last year, like, oh, this song's gonna be like, I don't, for some reason it was just stuck in my head. And I kid you not, it's been stuck in my head like every day. It would just pop into my head, just the first line of the song. So
I went through a stage, I had that with Consider Yourself from Oliver.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, you'd be walking along and suddenly you'd sing it and you'd be like, this is really quite embarrassing. And so you get a bit of a break over Christmas, or will there be a Christmas Day run in there somewhere?
I'm sure there probably will be a Christmas Day run. But yeah, I think you only get like a week or a week and a half off or something. So it's not actually super long off. But yeah, there'll be probably some type of Christmas Day run, do something, get ready to eat lots of food, really. And you can justify eating as much food as you want.
Best mate in the team?
I'd actually say Grace Scrivens is probably my best mate, because I end up having to like drive her because she currently can't drive. So yeah, I take her to some training, and she's absolutely mental. But I feel like we're quite similar, which I think is really worrying. But yeah, so I think we're probably, yeah, she's probably my best mate in the team.
Who has the worst chat?
Grace Scrivens definitely does. Cords sometimes does. She can be quite quiet, but she sometimes, like, when I don't know when we're on the field, she'll like encourage, you know, when like your voice like suddenly goes. Every single match she will encourage, and it'll be like, oh, like this the whole time. And like every single time, I'll be standing next to her, and then she's just got her head in her hands like this. So yeah, it's not rubbish chat, but yeah, it's just funny.
Who's the worst dancer? And you can say this from your professional dancing opinion.
Oh, the worst dancer. Oh, it's a hard one. I think a lot of our team have got some good rhythm. It's quite hard. I think maybe actually last week, I think it was, I tried to do like an introductory lesson on tap, and in fairness, none of them could get it. But I'd say the person who was least able to get it was Dats. But she seems really keen to get involved. So I think maybe points for trying, really. So yeah, but yeah, I don't think anyone's super bad.
Who's got the worst fashion sense in the team?
Good question. I would actually say me, and I'm sure other people would say me. That's why I'm trying to get a bit more out there. Like, for example, my jumper is a little bit ugly, but we're getting somewhere. So I won't throw anyone under the bus there, and I'd probably say me. Everyone seems to have really cool trainers and really cool jumpers, and so I'm trying to get to that level.
Yeah, Dats is definitely the one with like the trainer collection. Like, it's very like stylish.
Yeah, like I don't know whether it's like a cricketing thing or what it is. Everyone just has such good shoes, like such good trainers. Like, it's really hard to keep up. So yeah, I'd probably say me.
And I know other teams have a baker in their midst. Like, you've got Luffy at Western Storm, you've got Ellie Threlkeld at Thunder. Is there anyone in the Sunrisers team who can dabble in a bit of baking?
Yeah, I would say Jo Gardner. She brought in some salted caramel brownies the other day. Yeah, actually last year in COVID times of Zoom calls, we actually did like a Sunrisers Bake Off. So every week we'd have a challenge. Whoever wins or won that week would then choose the topic of food for the next week and have a Zoom call and have like everyone gets scored. And that little leaderboard thing type thing, basically. So
that's actually sick.
It was really fun. Like, and everyone got proper stuck into it. Like, I know, like, I would, in order to be able to, you could either just take a picture or you could like film yourself making it or whatever. And everyone got proper stuck into it. And like, some of the stuff that was created was absolutely incredible.
I think we're gonna have to steal that for Women's Cricket Chat and get you guys to send in pictures of your bakes, and then we'll just be like, the winner is whoever. Yeah. We've got to send you a nice prize. Not a bobble hat, but something else. Something.
Yeah, no, it is so fun. Really fun. That passed some time in lockdown last year.
Georgie, have you got any more questions?
Oh, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Oh, thank God for that. I was going to have to delete this entire recording.
So, Kelley, where can our listeners find you on social media if they want to follow you, want to follow your like fashion journey, shall we say? And
fashion journey.
And if they want to follow Sunrisers as well.
Me personally, I think on everything is Kelley Shannon with 2 Ys. just to be a little bit different from everyone. And then Sunrisers, I may get this wrong, but I think it's just Sunrisers Crick or Sunrisers Cricket. But if you type in Sunrisers Cricket, we come up.
Not to be confused with Sunrisers Hyderabad. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't know which one's better. I would say us, but
Wonderful. Well, Kelley, thank you so much for joining us on Women's Cricket Chat today. It's been a super chat. I've loved it. It's been amazing to hear your story, who inspired you, and I feel big things coming for the Sunrisers next year. I'm really sorry if I wasn't very nice this summer. It's because I believe in you guys. So next year is going to be the year of the Sunrisers. The sun will always rise. So it's already set there. Get it? It was set. Right. Oh, God, I'm funny. Thank you so much for coming on, and have a super Christmas. Enjoy watching all of the Santa Clauses and Elf. We will catch up with you soon. Maybe get you to do a little takeover sometime, and we can keep up with the get fit, get smart, get happy, be happy, play well, do your best Kelley Castle team chats. And if we all need a January, a little booster for how to get fit in January, we'll come to you and you can lead the way.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Amazing. Well, that was really fab, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Massive thank you to Kelley for coming on and being a guest on the podcast. It was really great to get her perspective on Sunrisers at the moment and where she sees Sunrisers going. But not only that, it's great to see her passion and enthusiasm for cricket shine through, and how important it is to have a county setup for the women's game as well as a regional setup. And to all our listeners, if you want to keep up to date with everything we're doing, you can follow us on Twitter at WCricketChat, on Instagram at Women's Cricket Chat, and if you want to give us a like on Facebook, we are Women's Cricket Chat. If you'd like to give our personal Twitters a follow, then it's at Hannity1194, at GeorgieHeath27, at CassieCoombs98, and I'm at Alex Jane Pereira on Twitter. This has been Women's Cricket Chat. Tune in next time.